He needs to be detained.
Right now at 6, new body cam video shows the moments before Clark County Sheriff's deputies shot and killed a man. Plus, Oregon lawmakers approve hundreds of millions to make a dent in the state's housing crisis. And one man's efforts to teach valuable skills while moving forward from a painful history.
So we're here to reclaim that and heal that and change that.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. We begin at 6 with new body camera video released by the Clark County Sheriff's Office after deputies shot and killed a man last week in Brush Prairie. A warning, some of these images and sounds may be disturbing to some viewers. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom tonight. Alma, you have reviewed the video. Take us through what it shows here.
Well, David, this all began just after midnight on Tuesday of last week. A caller told 911 dispatchers she was concerned for her mother's safety in the company of a male family member in Brush Prairie. According to investigators, she also said her mother reported being held hostage and that the suspect, 53-year-old Jonathan Gale, had guns everywhere. The body camera video released this afternoon shows the perspectives of all 5 deputies. The first speaks with the victim, who allegedly tells him she's been sexually assaulted. He then approaches the suspect, who appears to pull a gun. Although the exchange was released in full, we are pausing the video before he's hit.
He needs to be detained. Drop the gun!
One at a time.
Hey, drop the gun! If you reach for it, force is going to be used against you.
Now, according to investigators, 3 of the 5 law enforcement officers fired their guns. Of those, the sergeant on the call has 18 years experience, while the deputies have 7 and 4 years of experience, respectively. All 5 remain on critical incident leave. At the completion of the investigation led by the Vancouver Police Department, the case will be sent over to the Clark County Prosecutor's Office for review. I'll have more details on this at KGW News at 11. David?
Alma McCarty in the newsroom. Thank you, Alma. Let's get to your headlines this evening and the first official update from the team dealing with Portland's fentanyl state of emergency. The group of nearly 50 local leaders has been meeting every morning for the last month, and it says the biggest changes so far have been around improving communication.
The goal of this emergency is to coordinate the effort and build a common strategy so we can augment those results and we can start driving down the drug addiction issues that we're seeing on the streets of Portland.
The team says right now it is focused on the blocks of downtown Portland overrun with public drug use. Starting this weekend, they are temporarily closing certain bottle return services near Southwest Jefferson and 10th, a service some fentanyl users depend on for quick cash. Meanwhile, the Oregon House has passed a bill that would make simple drug possession a new kind of misdemeanor. Those convicted would initially get probation, but could face jail time if they violate terms of that probation. It also allows, but does not require, counties to run deflection programs that direct drug users into treatment. The bill now heads to the Senate. A former pro wrestler accused of killing his wife has pleaded not guilty. Court documents say 70-year-old William Haynes Jr. allegedly shot and killed his wife, Jeanette Becraft, on February 8th at a home in Portland's Lentz neighborhood. Haynes, also known as Billy Jack Haynes, was in the World Wrestling Federation back in the 80s and spent more than a decade as a wrestler. The man who allegedly broke in and vandalized the grotto in Northeast Portland was supposed to be in court today, but apparently refused to show up. Police say Paul Yauger broke into the sanctuary around 5 a.m. Wednesday, where he destroyed security cameras, glass, religious artwork, and vandalized several rooms, including the chapel. A priest at the grotto says he came face to face with Yauger before the suspect locked himself inside the monastery. It now sounds like Yauger will be brought to court tomorrow afternoon against his will. Multnomah County's ban on flavored tobacco will remain on hold indefinitely. The ban was supposed to start this year, but was halted just days before it would have taken effect. Now the Court of Appeals has decided to extend the pause, while a lawsuit seeking to overturn it completely moves forward. A similar attempt at banning the sale of flavored tobacco in Washington County is also on hold amidst legal challenges. Matt?
Thanks, David. We're losing the light now up on Mount Hood, well, everywhere. Although, 6 o'clock sunset on Leap Day, February 29th, not bad. But up at Timberline, the lift's no longer running, of course, but 19 inches of new snow. Oh, it's going to be a good Friday for skiing and beyond. 21 degrees as temperatures are dropping. Getting there may be a bit challenging because the pass is covered with snow, and not just up at Government Camp, but all the way down to, say, about Sandy. We're going to see snow on the roads because the snow level dropping to about 1,000 feet and even lower as we go into the overnight hours. Down at Sandy Pass, 24 degrees, snow-covered roads, clear down to Willamette Pass. Basically, all of the mountain passes in Oregon, even through the Coast Range, will be snow-covered for the next several days. I mean, ODOT will do their job, but there will be snow. So you can see the showers coming and going through the valley. A little bit of a break right now, but lots more coming on shore, not just tonight, not just tomorrow, for several days to come. We will be dealing with showers. So we now have a winter storm warning for not only the Cascades, but the winter weather advisory in the Coast Range has been upgraded to a winter storm warning because of the heavier snowfall that we're receiving there. But the valleys and even the gorge are warning advisory free. So traveling in the lowlands will be fine, no issues. We won't get accumulating snow, but a little bit of elevation, and we will. And that goes for much of the state, as you can see. So Cascades above 1,500 feet, up to 14 inches of new snow. The skiers will get hammered tonight. Coast Range, several inches of snow there, including on the passes, but for the valleys, just wet snowflakes occasionally, maybe some hail. No accumulations on the valley floor. So in a way, David, it's kind of the best snowfall we can get. Lots in the mountains, none in the valley. Back to you.
Love it. Glass half full, Matt. Thanks so much. All right, let's head back to Salem now, where the state Senate passed 2 bills this afternoon aimed at tackling Oregon's housing crisis. Thomas Schultz is live outside the state capitol with the update. Thomas?
Yeah, David, the 2 bills passed would provide funding for infrastructure projects and homeless services. It would also create a one-time exception on land use laws. Now, these 2 bills passed overwhelmingly with bipartisan support.
Senate Bill 1537B, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed.
Senators on both sides of the aisle rose in support of $370 million in funding for more housing, infrastructure, and other projects Thursday.
This is a critical bill for Oregonians.
Colleagues, I too rise in support of Senate Bill 1537B.
2 bills, Senate Bill 1530 and 1537, are part of a package to help homeless Oregonians and provide more affordable housing.
Housing issues is priority, but also behavioral health issues, also drug addiction is priority.
Senate Bill 1530 provides hundreds of millions of dollars to things like homeless prevention services and funds infrastructure upgrades too. Senate Bill 1537 grants $75 million in financing to cities to jumpstart building affordable housing. It also allows cities a one-time expansion of their urban growth boundary, something environmentalists have pushed back on. Though the bill only allows 50 acres of expansion to towns under 25,000 people. And there's a caveat: 30% of land expansion must be used for affordable housing.
We have to make sure we build more affordable housing. We have to make sure that we build housing, increase our housing production.
Though, is it enough land?
I don't think so.
Still, senators on both sides of the aisle say the bills are a step in the right direction.
We have been and are in a housing crisis. This isn't, as the senator has indicated, it's not going to go away tomorrow just because of these bills. We've got to keep working at it on a continual basis.
This is going to be a long session issue for 2025 and beyond.
Now, Governor Tina Kotek originally wanted $500 million in this bill. We reached out to her office for a comment on the passage of these 2 bills through the Senate. We haven't yet heard back, though, David, for these 2 bills, the next step for them is to go on to the House of Representatives. David?
Yeah, Thomas Schultz in Salem tonight. Thank you, Thomas. The Justice Department is now investigating Boeing over the Alaska 1282 door plug blowout over Portland. They are specifically trying to decide if the company violated an agreement that previously protected it from criminal prosecution. Let's back up. This agreement came after the 2 deadly 737 MAX 8 crashes in 2018 and 19 in Indonesia and Ethiopia. The FAA accused Boeing at the time of deception during the certification process for that jet. But instead of prosecuting, the DOJ fined Boeing some $2.5 billion and required the company to work with investigators to strengthen its compliance systems. Now the DOJ is examining whether the door plug blowout may have violated that that settlement. It's known as a DPA. Transportation safety investigators say it appears the plane in 1282, a 737 MAX 9, was delivered to Alaska without the critical bolts meant to hold the door plug in place.
That may have a bearing ultimately on how Boeing's conduct and performance under the DPA is viewed.
Well, that is a lawyer for some victims of the Ethiopia crash. The review here was first reported by Bloomberg. We'll keep you posted there. The Hillsborough School District is making a big move tonight to ensure its students do not come to class hungry. John Adams is live this evening in Hillsborough. So, John, what's changing?
Well, David, starting tomorrow, all of the students in the district will be offered breakfast and lunch free of charge, and district leaders are calling this a game changer. Well, the expansion comes thanks to new certification requirements on the state and federal level. Previously, 14 district schools were eligible, but the change means the entire district will see free meals through the 2026-27 school year. The district currently serves roughly 13,000 meals a day, but that number is expected to increase by about 3,000. Changes have been made in the Nutrition Services Department to accommodate the additional meals, but the department director says the extra work is worth it to know all students will have access to free and healthy meals.
We're doing our best to provide choices every day for breakfast and lunch that meet the My Plate standards the USDA puts out: fruits, vegetables, meat alternate, grains, and fluid milk. So those are the things that are part of a complete meal, and we offer those at breakfast and lunch every day.
Well, other districts in the area are also expanding their offerings because of these enhanced guidelines. Beaverton Schools announced back in January that 10 schools will be offering free breakfast and lunch to students. David?
Thank you, John. And speaking of eating well, straight ahead at 6, fresh food, fresh start. One man's efforts to turn an abandoned lot into a space that brings people together. Plus, highlighting one musician's global career and the new genre he brought to the Rose City. And coming up on The Story, Pat Doris highlighted groundwater contamination in Umatilla and Morrow counties in his Tainted Water series. Now some residents have filed a class action lawsuit. How the Port of Morrow responded, that's coming up at 6:30, only on The Story.